we have been given one more chance to chant this powerful mantra, Yogi Ramsuratkumar. We have been going through incident after incident which depict the glory of His name, the glory of the divine grace. Here is one more incident which illustrates how Bhagwan's Nama came to the rescue of a research scholar. Sri Kannan IAS and his wife Sita are devotees of Bhagwan Yogi Ramsuratkumar. They have not met Bhagwan in person. They began to come to the ashram only after the samadhi of Bhagwan, but they were very much drawn to Bhagwan's divinity and Nama. Their daughter Shrikala, she went to Canada to do her research in a Canadian university, and there many challenges she had to face in her research work. Unfortunately, the guide professor was very harsh to her, not at all cooperative. She had to suffer because of that in many ways. Uncomplainingly, she obliged, and somehow she managed to finish her project and submitted the thesis. Her guide was a Canadian professor, but he is a Canadian by citizenship. By origin, is an Indian. That he should ill-treat her is a matter of concern, but let us leave it at that. And what was more, when the examination board, the panel was set up for a viva voce, that is the interview, the direct interview, where the panel would question the student about the project in various ways, that the panel would make sure the student really had done the project, that she had not borrowed it from somebody. These days, one could buy projects with money. Anything is possible with money. Shrikala had to face a panel of 4 professors. One Canadian professor in the panel was very harsh. He even called her, he said, I went through your project, it has been plagiarized, meaning you have copied, you have borrowed your ideas from others, and I am famous for killing students who have done this kind of work. I will not allow you to come up. They call me a killer. And that he spoke words of abuse. Naturally, Shrikala was very upset. After her very difficult research work, after so much of hard work, putting up with all the difficulties, that she must land up with this kind of abuse. Instead of getting a degree, if this is what the professors would do, what could she do? She was helpless in the face of these challenges. And she rang up to her mother and father, saying that the viva voce is there. The professor, one of the professors, the Canadian, had said like this, despite her sincerity and hard work. Immediately her parents assured her that we have Yogi Ramsuratkumar Nama with us. We would start chanting the name right now. You take a small photograph of Bhagwan and pray to him and then submit it. And they were chanting the whole day long. So during the interview, the other 3 professors took over. They kept on asking questions. They would not allow this killer professor to speak at all, knowing his mentality to put down the promising students. And it happened at the end that she got her degree successfully. And one added dimension to the whole problem of the professor, the killer professor, was removed from the panel permanently. Just see how Bhagwan achieved two results: success for his devotee. At the same time, the harming professor was removed. He could not harm any more students. This is the way Bhagwan comes to the rescue. His Nama. Nama is Nami. The name and the named are one and the same. They are not different. When you chant the name Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar is totally present there. The vibrant, living presence of Bhagwan is in the name. All his power, all his grace is in the name. Some devotees asked me, why is that Bhagwan is Bhagwan for all? The entire world belongs to him. So how could he distinguish like this the devotees and the non-devotees? That how could he help only the devotees and not the non-devotees? It's very important that we answer this. It is God who has made the rules to run the whole cosmos. The sun is appearing in the east every day, promptly. The moon, the ocean, you see, with its huge waves, it's not overflowing. Afraid of God, it's keeping up. It keeps itself to the shore. It doesn't cross the bank, it doesn't cross the shore and enter the city. So there is order and harmony in the run of the world, and all have been made by God himself. And these great Mahatmas, the great masters who are carrying out the divine plan, they are the custodians of the divine plan, and they will not bring about drastic changes in the run of the world because they know that the rules have been made by God himself and they are one with God. How can they break the rules which they make? But there is an exception. There's a place for grace. If a devotee has faith and call out the name of God, seeking help, the grace would come down and do the needful. Otherwise, it's not possible. That is why Bhagwan says, you call out my name, you chant this mantra, then my Father would rush help to you. He will give you help, guidance, protection. But you have to chant the name. We have to do a little tapas. Otherwise, we have to face the fate. Bhagwan often said, where there is faith, there is no fate. And what is fate? We have to go through the effects of our karma. If we do a bad karma, then there will be suffering. If we do a good karma, of course there will be joy. So the joys and sorrows of the world, for everyone, are based only upon our previous karmas. And whenever we have to go through a suffering which we are unable to bear, we call out to God, we do a little tapas, we seek his grace, like we have been doing, chanting the name, chanting the nama collectively and praying. This tapas will invoke grace, and grace would do the needful. This is the law. And that is why the devotees are generally saved. the suffering will be mitigated or the suffering will be removed altogether, depending upon the depth of devotion of the devotee, the depth of the tapas they do. There is a story in Ramayana when Sri Rama came in search of Sita and he had to cross over the ocean to Sri Lanka. He sat there on the shore of the ocean, went into tapas, and then he wanted the ocean to give way so that they could just walk over to Sri Lanka on the other side. 3 days passed and nothing happened. Rama got angry and then he took up his famous bow and arrow. Then the deity of the ocean appeared before him and it spoke. He spoke with folded hands. He said, "Hey Ram, you are God himself. You have made these rules that I have to accommodate varieties of creatures in the depths, in different depths, different types of creatures, and they're all living depending upon me. Now you have made the rule that an ocean should behave like this. So I am doing according to the nature, according to your rule. Now you want me to contain water on either side and give way in between. How can I do it? You are breaking the rule which you have made, and you know it's not possible." And Rama understood the truth of it. Being Rama, Bhagwan, he understood the truth of that and immediately he became calm. And then the deity of the ocean himself suggested a different way out. So that's how the story goes, meaning that God makes the rule. If he has to break it, especially without any invocation on the part of the people, it will not be right. And that is why we have to chant the name and invoke grace. We have to do some tapas to mitigate the suffering or to get the suffering removed altogether. So today, and we have been chanting Yogi Ramsuratkumar Nama for so many days now and been offering our prayers also at his feet. He is here right in front of us with his raised hand in benediction. So we shall submit our today's prayers knowing that this Nama chanting is absolutely necessary and this prayer is absolutely necessary. Bhagwan,